What's up everyone, it's Patrick again. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. So for those of you who are new here, this is Adulting Finance 101 to help you invest wisely and make money and answer all the questions that you had about finance but never knew where to look. Today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite subject, which is retirement.
Get off the stage.
And I know how that puts people off. But before you go, I'm going to give you guys some great techniques as to how to passively save up to $20 million over your lifetime. Hold up, I can't handle this guy. Last video he was telling us we could save 8 million. Now he's saying 20 million. No, this guy needs a stupid face to represent his stupid ideas. How am I going to save 20 million by the time I retire? Here is the most exciting thing. If you are self-employed, you have an additional benefit. Now, self-employed means that you do not have any employees below you. So a realtor, a tutor, or you own a small business where you are the only employee, perhaps a convenience store or a gas station, right? If you work with your spouse, that is also allowed. Now, the benefit of being self-employed is you have a different max contribution. Whereas if you worked in a company, you and your employer could max out at $19,500. If you are self-employed, there's a different type of retirement account. Now, for all you YouTubers out there, this is where you should write this down. There is something called a solo 401K or SEP 401K. To qualify for the solo 401K, there's just 3 basic criteria that you have to meet. Are you self-employed? Do you have a business with provable income? And do you have no employees apart from a business partner or a spouse? Now, the way it works is that you have a couple of different ways to contribute. You can contribute as an employee where you have the same $19,500 limit as the rest of us. But you also are able to contribute as an employer. Now, the rule is that you can contribute up to 25% of your compensation with the limit of $37,500. The last thing is that there is a bonus for people who are over the age of 50 where they can contribute an additional $6,500 every year. Now, this is where the numbers go crazy. Instead of $19,500 a year in maximum contributions, you can contribute up to $56,000 a year. Now, you're asking me, Patrick, who has that kind of money to invest $56,000 a year? The simple answer is you do. Now, for those of you who are concerned as to where you're going to get that money from, always remember that anytime you are an employer making contributions to an employee, even if that employee is yourself, that is considered a tax-deductible expense. Now, I always recommend you consult with a tax professional, but in this scenario, the $37,500 you contribute to yourself is tax-deductible. You can invest $20,000 a year. You can invest $30,000 a year. But let me show you what would happen if you invested $56,000 a year. So let's see how crazy we can get these numbers to get. So we're just going to start off with the same parameters for all examples. We're going to start at a current age of 25, a retirement age of 70, and let's say our annual salary is $150,000. Now that seems like a lot of money, but think of it as almost the same as the business gross. So we're just going to say $150,000, and let's keep the annual rate of return at 7%. So our first example, we're just going to show if you only do the maximum $19,500 per month, per year. So we'll start off with you making no contribution and your company trying to take advantage of the tax-deductible employer contribution decides to take it all. So the total annual contribution we've made is $19,500 every year for 45 years, and you can see we are about $6 million into retirement age. This is where we can get really crazy. Let's say business is doing great. You want to up your annual contribution to $30,000, right? So instead of the company just only putting in the $19,500, you are also going to put in some contribution. You're going to make a $10,500 contribution for a total annual contribution of $30,000. Using the same time length and average annual rate, our retirement has now almost gotten up to $9.5 million. Now, when we can see where it really goes insane. If we got up to the maximum annual plan contribution, again, we're going to say it's $57,000. We'll change our annual contribution up to 13%, and we'll change our company match contribution to 25%. Now you can see we are at the total annual plan contribution of $57,000. Our retirement nest egg has nearly doubled. We are $18 million into our retirement, and that does not even include the extra money you can add, the catch-up contribution you can add after you turn 50. Another amazing benefit of the solo 401k or the SEP 401k that they don't have in traditional IRAs is that you can take out a loan for yourself if your company experiences any hardship, or for example, you see a great real estate or investment opportunity that you want to jump in. You can withdraw up to 50% of the total amount or $50,000, whichever is less. So just think about a maximum withdrawal of $50,000. You can get that loan to yourself. So we've talked about the SEP 401k and the traditional IRA and 401k. Let's talk about the Roth IRA. Now, the Roth IRA is a great option because you can withdraw the money tax-free. One thing that people often don't realize that when you withdraw money from your retirement, you are heavily taxed with it. However, the Roth IRA allows people to withdraw the money tax-free. Now, there are several caveats. I will list them below, but it is a great option for people who want to establish a small savings account on the side, take advantage of the retirement contributions, and then they'll be able to take out the money just in case of an emergency. So having access to that money makes it a great option.